What's good, YouTube? It's your main man AB the Hero back again with another video. And this video I want to talk about a clip I saw recently where LaMelo Ball says that he has to stop letting people get in his head. When I heard that, I said, oh, we gotta talk about it.
AB the Hero, back at it, baby.
Alright, so first things first, I appreciate each and every one of y'all who hit the like button on every video. It's always appreciated. Now, shout out. It's all love. Alright, so here's the video. This was a couple nights ago after a tough loss to the Boston Celtics. In this game, I believe LaMelo Ball had 6 turnovers in like the first half or whatnot, and so it was a rough game for him. All right, but since then, I will say they have bounced back. They played the Pelicans, and LaMelo put his foot in Devontae Graham's. You know what I'm saying? It's a rivalry there for sure. And if you listen to the Hornets, the Pelicans announcers talk, they knew that Devontae Graham was coming out here to really do something bad to these Hornets, and it didn't work. All right, let's listen to this clip, and then we'll kind of talk about it. If we see some body language stuff, we'll address that as well. Obviously, just from the jump here, you can look at his posture and body language. He seems a bit dejected. So I mean, but that's simple. But let's see what we got here.
Had 6 turnovers in the first half, cut it down in the second.
6 turnovers first half.
Yeah, like I said,
for
just
that?
not playing my game, trying to do other stuff, pretty much just letting people get in my head. But yeah, just gotta cut that down for sure. Oh no, I'm just saying, like, just not being me, pretty much. I should have just attacked on some I was trying to pass. So yeah, just being consistent.
So earlier in this same press conference, I believe he says something to the similar effect of, you know, they got to stop listening to people. They got to stop doing this stuff. And so let's just check the body language on it again.
Oh no, I'm just saying, like.
Oh, so that's where they asked him to follow back up.
But yeah, just gotta cut that down for sure.
What it seems like here, he truly believes that, right? He shaking his head, affirming what he just said. Seems to just be talking. This is just like I think that there are times where we see LaMelo after a tough game like that. And I remember this way back in the JBA, and there was a moment where the co-host talking with Fresh is talking to him, and he's so short. Rebounds. They're like, what can y'all do better? We need more rebounds. Rebounds. Earlier in the season, there's a clip that I posted over on Instagram and here where they asked him about what does he want to see better, and it's so matter of fact, short. And so it's such a different response than here, right? This is more of a vulnerable, I'm letting my guard down and I'm just talking. And then even in his response and trying to clear it up, it's still in that same space of vulnerability, right? And I say that and I point that out because to me, when he's saying what he's saying here, this is a true, like, conundrum, right? This is you can tell that there's a conflict there, and there's something that he has come to terms with that I just have to do it, right? This is a big deal for a guy who is so young in his career to be able to have the insight, the introspection, to be able to make this diagnosis of himself right after a bad game, right? Because typically what you see is you had a bad game, you're dejected, you're upset, you're mad, and they ask you these questions, and it's all about deflecting. It's all about not coming up here and being vulnerable, not looking emotional, not looking weak, and all of this stuff. You hardly ever get a guy who steps up here and then is really just saying, you know what, I'm owning it. You can even take a look at Russell Westbrook, where there's recently people were getting on him because he's talking about the expectations that he has as a Laker, and it's like, I don't have any expectations. I don't know. I just came out here and played, and he been playing bad. And people been on his head, and it's just the same thing, the brush off. That's not what we're seeing here from LaMelo. Now, here's where I want to take you, because when I saw and I heard him say what he said, the first thing that popped into my mind was this video here. Okay, this is a clip from with Venus Williams being interviewed and her father Richard Williams in the other room listening to the interview and interjecting. You might have saw this clip before. They kind of reenacted it in that King Richard movie, but it's not. They didn't do it verbatim. So check this out.
You think you can beat it? I know I can beat it. You know it. Very confident. I'm very confident. You say it so easily. Why? Because I believe it.
And let me tell you what. What she said it with so much confidence the first time. But if you keep going on and on,
Like I said, we can't keep interrupting. I mean, if you want...
you got to understand that you're dealing with an image of a 14-year-old child. And this child gonna be out there playing when your old ass and me gonna be in the grave. When she says something, we done told you what's happening. You deal with a little black kid and let her be a kid. She'll answer it with a lot of confidence. Leave that alone.
You think you can beat it?
So in this clip, the interviewer, and maybe unbeknownst to him, well, at least Richard Williams feels like the interviewer is trying to break her confidence, right? So there's something about Venus, and she's like, yo, of course I can beat her. Why do you think you can beat her? And he's trying to make her question her confidence, question herself, question her abilities. And maybe have an answer for that, right? And oftentimes, right, especially with our guy LaMelo, we hear people say, who was your favorite player? It was me. There's this aura or confidence that he normally carries with himself that typically is unexplainable, right? For most guys in the NBA, for most athletes, if you were to walk around and say, yo, I like to go watch clips of my younger self, and that's what really motivates me. Why does this keep cutting on? And that's what motivates me. They would look at you like you're crazy, right? But when you do it with such confidence, they look at you like, how? And he asked a similar question, which was why. But the reality is, at this young of age, when you start to dig into why, what you're doing is you're making the young person start to question themselves. And the first thing I thought is, that statement that we got from LaMelo of I gotta get people out of my head. That's why they want to separate you from your dad. And this is not me speaking to LaMelo, but that's why they want that separation to happen, because we can talk to you. We can start questioning you. We can start making you second guess all of the things that we brought you here to be, because we can put our own insecurities in your head. Oh, you confident? We see Mitch Kupchak says right away in that interview after the All-Star break, oh, he's got to remain humble. Oftentimes when somebody believes that you need to remain humble, they typically take it upon themselves to be the person to humble you. When I hear LaMelo say, I got to stop letting people in my head, I assume, and you know what they say about assumption, so you know it is what it is, that there's somebody who's telling him, be confident in you, be great, be who you are, excel, you know you, and there's somebody telling him, be humble, slow it down, take a second guess yourself. Yes, the instincts say do this, but why don't you take a second and do, And when you're somebody like a LaMelo Ball, who is a player who is probably the essence of freestyle, that kind of conflict can put you in a bad space. If you go back and you watch those turnovers that he made in that game, those 6 turnovers, oftentimes what it seemed like, there was an opportunity for him to score, and instead of going to score, he kicked it to somebody else. And instead of going to the basket, he made a difficult pass. And there's something that I believe that is for a long time is going to be an internal struggle or an external struggle for LaMelo Ball. Is you can go back to that time, there was an ESPN interview, and it was him, Jermaine Jackson, and Jermaine Jackson is describing LaMelo Ball as a pass first guy, a guy who wants to pass the ball and get folks involved. And LaMelo says, stop, that's not true. I'm a scorer, I want to score, right? And when you look at the NBA, you look at the All-Star game, oh, LaMelo is the flashiest passer. He's going to get people involved. They're going to do, and it's all true. He can't do that. But I'm telling you that there has to be an internal conflict there of, I would like to score. You all want me to pass. He knows for sure, because I heard LeVar get on him about this, the understanding that he can turn his scoring on when he wants to, but he has to be able to put his teammates in a position to get them going, to make things easier for him on the offensive end and give them a better chance at winning as a unit. And so when I heard that little soundbite, is very small, it may not mean a lot, and like I said, they have already bounced back from that. I think that, and I hope that after this game, my man had a lot of self-reflection and found that rock inside of him, and that grass or whatever inside of him in which his confidence in his game stems from, and really digged into that and tapped back into LaMelo. It's your main man, AB the Hero. We out.
No, not peace. +1, triple B's. We out.